How you doing, guys? Happy New Year. I know it's a few days into the new year, but I've not seen you guys since the turn of the year. I was a bit ill, but I'm back healthy and happy again. Well, not completely happy because Liverpool have lost 2 on the bounce, but guys, here I am to discuss the upcoming fixtures from the Premiership. Guys, welcome back to the Sanderson Show. So guys, I will start with the first game of the weekend, which is West Ham United versus Arsenal. And it is a big game for both clubs. Now, Arsenal bounced back from the hammering they received against Liverpool and beat Fulham 4-1. A very convincing win. However, again, they showed their frailties at the back. And it's something Arsenal really need to cut out of their game if they're going to progress up the table and solidify that top 4 position, which is what they really need this season. Now, West Ham's going to be a really tricky game. They've been playing good football. They are really threatening going forward, and they have the players that can really hurt Arsenal, especially at the back when you look at Arnautovic, Mikel Antonio, Felipe Anderson. They have got players there that can hurt Arsenal, and if Arsenal aren't on top form or they don't defend well, there'll be massive problems. I mean, I do think Arsenal are going to put in a good performance. However, I do think West Ham are going to snatch the points in this game purely because Arsenal's defence just isn't what it should be. So I'm going to go a little bit against the grain here, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to West Ham. I mean, if Arsenal win, I won't be surprised, but I see West Ham grinding out a win here. So guys, you let me know what you think. Arsenal fans, once again, I'm in the bad books for this prediction, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So now on to Liverpool, and this is the first time since I've started the Sanderson Show that I've had to speak about Liverpool after losing a Premiership game. And I hope it's the last, because it doesn't feel nice, if I'm going to be honest. And you're probably there laughing because I've been a bit smug. Fair enough. But the game against City, from a neutral standpoint, it was a really good game of football. From a Liverpool standpoint, and probably from a Man City standpoint, it was a horrible game of football to watch because it was very tense from start to end. But Man City, they did what they had to do. They grinded out a result. I do think Liverpool could have scored another goal, but it just wasn't meant to be. And I can't take anything away from Man City. They played really well. Bernardo Silva ran himself into the ground, literally 14 kilometres he managed to clock up in that match, and got handed to him. But Liverpool must bounce back from this, and the gap has been cut from 7 to 4 points. They need to lay down a marker in this game. However, who's playing at the back? It looks like it's going to be Fabinho and Van Dijk. Matip might be fit enough to make the bench. I'd be very shocked if he starts. But I think Liverpool will have just enough to beat Brighton, but it's going to be a really tough game. Fabinho is not a centre-back, and you look at the likes of Glenn Murray, he will bully Fabinho if he gets a chance. He's not going to bully Virgil, but Fabinho, he can do that too. I'm going to go for Liverpool grinding out a result. I see it being maybe 2-1 or 3-2. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I hope we do, but I don't see it happening. But I do think we'll be able to outscore Brighton. They're not brilliant in defence, and I think we have enough going forward in attack. So Liverpool fans, let me know what you think, how we bounce back from our first Premiership defeat of the season. I'm going for a win. Let me know what you guys think.
Chelsea! 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 Chelsea!
Now on to the evening kickoff on Saturday, which will take place between Chelsea and Newcastle. Now, Chelsea were really lacklustre against Southampton, and it's a game I fully expected them to win. I thought they would just batter Southampton, but they didn't. Southampton managed to get a point, and again, it goes to show if Hazard's not performing at his best, Chelsea don't either. Against Newcastle, I think Newcastle will make it difficult. However, I don't think they have enough to keep Chelsea at bay. And I say week in, week out, if Rafa had the players, Newcastle would be a top team, but they just don't have the players. And I'm going for a Chelsea win. I think it'll be a convincing win, maybe 2 or 3-0. I think they'll find it difficult in the first half, but I think they will be able to break down Newcastle and get the points. I mean, Sarri's men, they're playing some nice football on the eye, but it's just not clicking just yet. However, they are starting to sign some top players. They've acquired Christian Pulisic, who will sign in the summer. It looks like they're close on Leandro Paredes, who's a quality midfielder. Barella has been talked about. Irving Lozano has been talked about. So they are looking in the direction of getting top players, but you think, is it going to come at the expense of selling Eden Hazard? If that happens, it's going to be very interesting to see how they manufacture and change the structure of the team. It's going to be interesting, but I digress. I'm going for a Chelsea win. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. And now to the big game of the weekend, in my opinion, which is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. And Manchester United had a real resurgence. They said no more to Mourinho, and they brought in Oli Solskjaer. And it's worked out for them. I mean, granted, the fixtures they've had haven't been the hardest fixtures on paper. However, you can only beat what's in front of you, and they have done that very, very convincingly. Played some great football. Paul Pogba has been playing brilliantly. He's looking like the Paul Pogba that we all thought he could be, and if he's able to bring that into the game at Tottenham, it'll be very interesting. Now, I actually, as much as I rate Tottenham, I think Manchester United have the momentum at the moment, and I do think they're going to win. And I think they could maybe win 2 or 3-1. I say that because they're getting stronger and the morale and the beliefs there, and there's a freedom to their play, which we haven't seen for a couple of years. You look at Rashford when he played against Bournemouth, where he's cutting in from the right, he's dragging the ball under his foot, he's flip-flapping, he's laying it on a plate for other players, and just little things like that, they just boost the morale of the team, and I think that will get them over the line. I think they'll put out a professional performance, but I think they'll still have that flair going forward. Tottenham haven't defended as well as they have in previous seasons, and I think you can get at their back line. Lloris, he's either going to be brilliant on the day or he's going to be really poor. There's not really an in-between with him. But as great as Manchester United have been playing, you can't just write off Tottenham. Although, yes, I do think Man United will win. It's not going to be an easy game. And I think Tottenham will put up a fight. I don't see Man United keeping a clean sheet against Tottenham when you've got the likes of Son, Ali, Kane. I don't see that happening, but I do think Man United are going to win. So Tottenham, Man United fans, let me know what you think. Who's going to come out on top in the Super Sunday clash? Leave your comments below. And now for the final game, which will actually be on Monday. It's not the weekend, it'll be Monday. It'll be Monday Night Football. It'll be Manchester City versus Wolves. So the two respective champions of the leagues last season, Manchester City obviously Premiership champions and Wolverhampton Wanderers Championship champions. And in the reverse fixture, Wolves managed to grab a draw and were unlucky not to win actually. This time I think it's going to be very different. Now, Wolves played very well in that game. They're at home. I think Man City took them a bit for granted. I think Man City, after the Liverpool win, have got a lot of momentum on their side. De Bruyne's back now and he looks fit and ready. A battering against Burton Albion. I know what people are going to say, it's only Burton, but I think Man City are the only team in the English league that does that to Burton Albion and beats them 9-0. Maybe Liverpool, but I see Liverpool taking their foot off the gas if they were to get to 4 or 5. Man City they won't do that, and they proved that in that game. Wolves are going to be very difficult to break down. However, I do think Man City have the players and the personnel to do it. And I said momentum's key at the moment, especially if Liverpool drop points and give Man City any sort of a sniff. It's going to be even worse for Wolves. Between now and the end of the season, I expect Man City to give a real push and try and regain their top spot in the league. And it's after the Liverpool game, who'd put it past them? They just look fantastic, and with the injuries that Liverpool have at the moment, you have to say that momentum is fair with City. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 Manchester City win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So it's going to be an interesting weekend of football, guys. And as always, thanks very much for joining me. As I said, I won't leave it as long before I make another video. I've been a bit ill, but I'm back now. And it's lovely to see you all. And as always, thank you very much for the support. Have a great 2019. See you soon.